Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and we are currently in St. Louis for the very first show of the You're Welcome tour.
My name is Ethan Nestor. I am 21 years old. I'm from Portland, Maine originally, and I am part of the cast for the You're Welcome tour.
Sure. My name's Tyler Scheid. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 29, and what is today?
I'm Wade Barnes. I've known Mark for a long time, 10, 15, 20 years, I don't know, somewhere in that range. What else did you want to know? Oh, okay, that was easy.
I'm Bob Meiskens. Go by Meisker on YouTube and Twitch and everything. I'm from North Carolina right now. I grew up in Ohio though, and I went to college in Cincinnati, which is actually where I met Mark. It's cool.
I'm Dan Ring from Los Angeles. Yeah, that's me.
From the top, yeah.
I don't even know how this is going to be presented. Is this going to be like a DVD? Is this going to be like a Netflix special? It's got like a mini-series. Could go on. Could it be a multi-part? Could put it on my channel. Anecdote about St. Louis, there is dog poop everywhere.
It is the first show of the leg, so the first show is always a little bit, everybody's always a little bit nervous.
There are those butterflies of uncertainty when we haven't run a show in a little while.
Today's the 3rd, so in 22 days, it'll be my birthday.
When you do the same show back to back the way that we've been doing the other tours, or the other legs of this tour, it sort of feels like you remember everything because you just did it, 24 hours ago. But it's been a couple months now, but it still feels new, which is exciting, but also weird because the last time I did this, it felt like I could do it half asleep.
And I will be 29, so that's a little bit about me.
Today, instead of rehearsing for most of the afternoon, I spent pretty much the whole afternoon in an urgent care, waiting to see a doctor, seeing a doctor, waiting at the pharmacy. So I do have like a little eye infection. It's honestly not that bad, but it's, you don't want it to get worse because we're about to be traveling for 2 weeks.
There's a whole saga going on over here. Mark is dead. Ethan is Casey Neistat. Casey Neistat just killed Markiplier. I feel like that's a metaphor for YouTube. Oh, I don't know what's causing that, but I'm gonna back away from it. That might be Dan's monitor. I'm standing right in front of this one too, I don't know. Check. Apples are red, bananas are red, grapes are red sometimes. Strawberries are definitely red. Are oranges red?
I'm most excited for more time to spend with my friends and more time to rehearse with people and relax with people and see the cities that we're going to see, because last time I was working on Who Killed Markiplier on the bus. I was editing it while I was on the bus, so the majority of the time that I was, prepping before the show was spent on the video and not on actually thinking about the show. So here I have 100% of my time just dedicated absolutely to making sure the show is the best that it can be.
Once you have everything working in concert, nothing could possibly go wrong. And then everyone will love you.
So I've actually known Mark since 3rd or 4th grade. He says 4th, I argued 3rd for a while, but we'll go with 4th grade. So I've known him a huge portion of my life. He just, in 2016, invited me to come out and work with him. And so I've been working with him since September of 2016 when I moved out to LA. And so it's been really eye-opening and really neat getting into the industry and working with him.
I went to the University of Cincinnati for college, and that's actually where I met Mark, and Wade, and Tyler, all through Mark. I was, the first time I ever talked to him, I called him because they like sent his phone number to me and were like, introduce yourself, this is your randomly assigned roommate. And I was like, okay, I'll call this guy. We talked on the phone for like 2 minutes. I think most of the conversation was, hi, I'm Bob, hi, I'm Mark. I have an Xbox, but I don't have a TV. And he was like, well, I have a TV and I only have a Wii, so we should be good to go. And that was our first interaction, and that pretty much defined our first year. He introduced me to World of Warcraft, which he played a ton, and I introduced him to being obsessed with Guitar Hero 3, which we played a lot. Yeah, and that was how we got to know each other. We were friends pretty much since that first phone call, I think.
I think we've known each other for the past like 2.5 or 2 years. And he and I have both been doing YouTube for about 5 years. We met each other at conventions and just through different friends and stuff like that. And then he asked me to come out to LA, and I said, yes, I would like to come out to LA, so I did.
Well, there was the proposal, which was amazing.
Oh, but before we get started, someone in the second row was gonna do something very special.
We got a message in our little idea box that people write down on cards, and they said that, hey, I want to propose. Can I do that? And we're like, oh, sure, yeah.
I give you this one.
Okay, so this is really important that I did this here because you finally got the courage to actually go out with me because you wanted to be a better person for Mark. So,
was seeing that couple get up on stage and the proposal. It was so cute and it was so adorable. That's always just like really, really crazy to see stuff like that happen. To see that what we do means so much to them that they would want to propose to their significant other at an event that we're doing. It's really, really special, and it really sort of hones in that feeling of like what we're doing actually means something to people.
All right, let's get real. We just got through the first night of the show, and there's already a lot of controversy in the group. I don't know how long we can last. Mark's a little bit tough to work with. Bob, I think the pink eye is spreading to his brain. It's really starting to affect him. Tyler's been coming after me. I think he's getting rabid. And Ethan always seems like he's on the brink of crying. I feel like the group is falling apart, and I don't know what to do. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens.
Night 2, you know, the sophomore night, it's an easy trap to get into to be overconfident that we actually know what we're doing. So if we constantly remind ourselves that we have no talent and there's no hope of us actually being entertaining, then we keep our standards really low and maybe we'll have a good night.
that I'm still holding on to something. You should go and love yourself.
But probably not.
Mixes, you go to major scenes. Check 1, 2,
8. We did a full run through, which we didn't have time for yesterday, so I think after yesterday's show and the rehearsal today, we're in pretty good shape and we're definitely awake and on our feet.
I am very excited for Mark.
Awesome.
I've been here since like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, freezing, because I thought they were going to let the VIPs and the non-VIPs in, but then I was like, well...
We got you, man, we got you.
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, worth freezing my fingers.
What about Ethan, Wade, Bob, and Tyler?
Oh yes, I am super stoked to see them.
Neighbor? Why's my wife over at your house for coffee and why's your wife over at my house for coffee?
Well, I could ask you the same thing.
Well, too late, I already did, because I be thunkling that you are creating a conspiracy to cheat on my wife, and you're forcing me to feel bad about it by making me cheat on your wife.
All right, you caught me red-handed. All right, you caught me blue-handed. I don't think that's true.
Well, it don't matter what you think's true when your pants are down and your dink. Well, I'm gonna put on my x-ray glasses and see into the... Oh, Denise! I put the screw in the tuna.
I understand what's wrong now. That screw came loose from up here, didn't it?
Look,
you see, Jim, you confused me because I know you're not even married. You see, Jim, I've been your wife the whole time. I'm gonna change that even though I couldn't hear anything, because I got a screw loose too.
Well, look, all right, I just got done sleeping with your wife, and if you got done sleeping with mine, maybe we should get revenge on the both of them.
First of all, I didn't sleep with your wife. She slept with me.
Well, look, bygones can be bygones if you let my bygones...
We pack a couple thousand people into a room, and it really puts things into perspective as well, because we all have hundreds of thousands of people that are subscribed to us, in some case millions. Like Wade has over 1 million subs and Mark has like 19 million or whatever. But I have like 500,000 people that watch my videos. And so when you get into a room and there's 2,500 people in that room or whatever, it's like, wow, this is a lot of people. And then you actually think about it and it's like, oh, well, I have 500,000 people that watch my videos. And so it really puts things into perspective as to like how many people are actually watching the videos every day.
I'm very lucky to have the people in my life that I do, between Molly and all these guys, then, you know, Mandy and Amy and Dana, Catherine, Evan's all right. The guy holding this camera is pretty cool from what I can tell. But our cast, our crew, I mean, production, everyone has been just so amazing. And I feel like we've got this big camaraderie, this bond that you form from being on the road together that I didn't know existed. So I'm very thankful.
I don't like it.
This is my
You're
private
the
interview.
worst.
Oh, you piece of
No,
shit.
you're
I
not
came in
allowed-
here and lied for an hour
You're
about
not
how
allowed
cool
to say nice things about me.
You're damn
I will
right.
Fucking kill you.
I breached the contract and I'll do it again.
will kill you in your sleep.
What are you showing off your young agility? All right, I'm gonna get my
Listen.
cane and stroll back after you.
Yeah, well, I hope you do.
Yeah, that's right.
I would slam this door if I could. Bob, what do you have to say about this?
I'm not interested.
He said nice things about you too.
It's not a part of this.
Bob,
I need my-
Wade said nice things about you.
I need my things.
Bob,
All right,
Come
all right,
back and
hey,
defend
hey, This is
yourself.
my interview. Back over here.
you coward!
I would take
You
everything I just said
fucking
back
coward!
if it weren't the truth, but unfortunately it is. So. Oh!
How dare you? I hope you say nothing but mean things about me.
I will. All right, time for my interview. Wade's a fucking asshole, and he deserves nothing.
You're just jealous that Molly writes me love notes.
Yeah. That was so sweet.
These are my nipples, this is my navel. These are my buttocks, and these are my ankles. Do that again. These are my nipples, this is my navel. These are my buttocks, these are my ankles. Just remember, take it nice and easy. What? On three, right? Come on. No. 1, 2, 3. Wait, no. Oh my God. I'm glad we were all in on that.
Ethan, how could you betray me like this? I didn't betray you. We put it in my hand. I believed in you. I believed in me too. I don't know what's happening. What? No! I didn't tie myself up. Oh, Ethan, how could you do this to us?
All right, Mark.
Yes.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball here.
All right.
Why do you guys come out on tour? What's the why for this tour?
The why for this tour is these people that I work with, the friends that I have, the people that join me on this tour, they're important to me because they've been with me since the beginning. So I wanted to do something with them that was celebrating both the fact that we can work together and have something that's our own, and also bring something to our audience that is completely different than what they've seen out of YouTubers going on tour. I set it out from the get-go that I wanted to accomplish a show that I could be very proud of, one that I could work with my friends, and then also one that would blow people away once they saw it. But when it comes to me and my desire to make something and my desire to exceed my own expectations alongside with everybody's expectations when they see something I do, I have to try to go above and beyond what people think I can do. And if I can do that with my friends, then that's even better.
And real talk, the pink eye is spreading. We have a cast member, Bob, who was patient 0, and now Kirsten has it. And I'm a little bit worried because she handles all of our costumes and props, so odds are we're all gonna be infected soon. And I've seen a change in their demeanor as it's kind of spread throughout. I think morale's starting to really drop. But you know, we'll keep the show good. We'll have a good time, as long as we can survive it. But I don't know if we can.
Denver's nice. I walked around the city. It's a little warmer than I thought it'd be. We were supposed to do a sing-along, and then all these lazy bastards decided that they weren't going to work. I've been up since like 8 this morning, signing badges, practicing what I was supposed to be doing, and then they were all like, no, we're not gonna actually do any prep work because our show is earlier today, so we gotta get out there and we gotta start warming up, or our show's gonna be garbage, so all these lazy assholes need to get the lead out of their, whatever they keep their lead in, and they need to get, like, we gotta practice. Wade? Need to practice. What are you doing looking at coats?
The venue is warmer inside. The outside was a little bit warmer. I'm excited about the mile-high altitude, see if that affects us on stage, see if we all pass out. This is ESPN.
Oh.
Coats are just an advertisement.
Well, I mean, that's even worse then. Are you brushing up on your improv skills?
Yeah.
So, Bob, can you comment on the pink eye at all? I know Kirsten got it. Hopefully no one else does, but...
Honestly, it wasn't that bad for me. As soon as I got the medicine, like the same night I put the medicine on, it immediately started to feel better. I feel really bad that I gave it to Kirsten. I hope Mark gets it.
I don't get it at all.
You deserve pink eye.
Why would you want that?
I don't want that.
Well, you
I
just
need
said
that.
Oh.
And I hope that. But I don't want that.
All right, I think you need to get your list of needs and wants in order, because there's like a need for food and there's no need for
Why can't I have hopes?
Well, yeah, that's hope.
Yeah, I hope that.
Yeah, okay, I'm okay with you hoping that.
And I need that.
No, see, that's where we fundamentally disagree. Because need and hope are two different things. You don't if you won't
Day
die
3.
if you don't get
Hope
it.
of the disease spreading is continuing. I knew it.
You guys talking about hope? Hashtag smile always?
Go.
As soon as the camera turns on, everyone turns into monsters. I was trying to have a discussion with my friend about rubbing my eye on
Well,
you.
no, and then you said you hope I get your pink eye. I was just standing here doing nothing, and then you wanted me to get a disease.
I was standing right behind him, also doing nothing.
You're not part of this.
You were peeking in on my gross touching my eye close-up.
And I said nothing.
You were trying to steal the show, man.
I wasn't even on camera. See, Andrew had to move just to get me on camera.
I quit.
Hey Bob, I just want to interrupt really quick. I don't want the rumor floating around that you're a big ass eater. So, you know.
I don't mind if that rumor floats around.
That's
I'll
how
just
you
say
get
that
pink
that's
eye?
not how it happened.
Oh, okay.
I
Not
thought it
this
was-
time.
I thought it was bare ass farting on pillow pranks.
Or if your dog has a skin infection, apparently you can get pink eye from that.
So you ate your dog's ass?
No, I touched my dog's infected skin and then probably touched my eye at some point without thoroughly washing my hands. Because I had to apply this like spray to her little foot that was infected at like 3 times a day and give her medicine and stuff.
Oh, that's a too detailed explanation. I usually believe the simple answer. That you ate your dog's ass.
That's probably it.
Okay. Alright, let's go to Yard House.
I'm hungry.
Do you guys want to like wash your hands now after all this talk of poop on?
The real show starts in about an hour, but again, I wanted to say thank you guys so much because I've been taking guitar and singing seriously since like August of last year, and I've made such great strides, not because I'm a persistent douchebag in terms of anything but that, but because of you guys who allow me to come out on stage. And like, I'm here, I've done this maybe like 15 times now, I'm still scared. My hands still shake sometimes when I play guitar here, and it's a good thing Dan's here because sometimes I'm just like fake strumming and Dan's just there. But then I'm able to pick it back up because you guys are so unbelievably forgiving. They allowed me to be bad when I was bad, which allowed me to build the confidence that I needed to be somewhat good. And I'm not even saying that I'm good now, but the incremental progress that I've been able to make from the last set to this set has been, amazing even for me to say. People don't really see the progress you make day by day, but if you just keep at it, eventually you'll get to these landmarks where October I was not good, but I did it, and now I'm doing it, and it's a little bit better. So next time, it'll be even better. And then a year from now, it'll be a little better. But it'll only get better if I keep practicing every single day at it.
It's getting stronger. I mean, I felt a lot more comfortable on that one. Maybe it was just because it was a smaller room, because the first one we had, it was like 4,000 people. I mean, there's still only 400 people up there, but still, the big room just really intimidates you.
Really strong set though, man. Really, really good.
Thank you.
Back in town and I howl like the moon, let 'em know you're around. See what's shaking around, like the moon, let 'em know you're around. Come see a man turn water into wine. Me and my friends be drunk by summertime. Up the dawn, up the road, gone with the wind flying out.
This is it. The big one. The Mamba Jamba. The big kahuna. The big tuna. This is the one that matters most. Oh, God. This is the white whale. This is the one we gotta land. Because this one's being recorded for the special. Anyway, this is, this apparently matters more than anything, but the way we're all preparing is by completely skipping over any possible rehearsal. And half of us has gone to the Strip because we're in Las Vegas, so they're going gambling, and I'm sitting around drinking my tea and getting ready. So a lot of pressure on this one, huh?
You really gonna stick that in my face right now? Look, here's what happened. We rolled in Vegas, 5 in the morning, hopped off the bus, ready to go. I've been on the casino floor dropping hundies for like 6, 7, I don't know, since we got here. I've had like 6 Jaeger bombs, so I'm hopped up, but I'm chilling out. We haven't burned the place down yet. Maybe we changed our minds. I don't know. We're still gonna take it by storm. We're still gonna knock it over. We're still gonna crush everything in our way. We're gonna go out there on stage. We're just gonna destroy everyone's faces so hard that they'll wish they were never even brought into this world. I am ready. I'm ready. I'm shaking. I'm jittery. I'm just gonna scream. I forget how the show goes, but it doesn't even matter because we're here and we're gonna do this. Okay? Am I done? Am I done? Can I go do it? I'm just gonna go do the show right. I'm just gonna go do the show right now. And oh, I'm so excited.
We're gonna be filmed tonight by an actual whole crew and not just Andrew here, who's behind this single camera, who's been following us around and forcing us with handcuffs, and that sounded dirtier than I wanted it to.
I knew we were gonna be filming this, but the amount of people that are here to do the actual like multi-camera production stuff is like way more than I'm used to. There's giant cameras with like $70,000 lenses on them, like equipment that as a YouTuber I would never even dream to touch because I wouldn't even know what to do with it. So it's a little bit more hectic, but otherwise just another show. I mean, we're all just sort of hanging out and doing our usual pre-show stuff at this point.
There you go. Just on the edge of it. 1, 2. There you go. A little pan up, please. A little tilt up. We don't need that much audience from you guys. You guys really need to be shooting stage.
1, 2. Hey. All right. That was great, guys. So, there was clearly
We're in Vegas. Everyone wants to perform well in Vegas. You don't need much more than that, right? That's motivation on its own.
In the blue shirt going like this in that back row right there. That guy. He's over there.
Okay. You right there. Yep. You with the jacket. All right. Now let's see. Let's pick. Okay. You jumping up and down in the white M shirt. Right there. Hello.
Hi. How are you? All right. So what's your name? Mariah, nice to meet you. Everybody give it up for Mariah. Alexis, everybody give it up for Alexis. Oh, go over there. And what's your name? Adam, everybody give it up for Adam.
All right, on the better team, we have Tessa, we have Billy, and Hannah. All right. The better team, okay.
Yeah, okay, keep telling yourself that. All right, I will. So, what we're gonna need from you is a dance so that I can kick his ass and get him off my lawn. Go for it. All right, and now Alexis, what you got? Bringing it back old school. I like it. I like it. Okay. So to review, a little bit of this, a little bit of something like this, right? And then a little bit of this.
A soldier boy.
Crank that a little bit. All right. Okay. I think I can do that.
All right, better dancers. Let's see what you got. Okay. Okay. All right. Second move. Okay. Now the last dance. You have room. Okay. Oh. Oh wow. Just a good old and then I die.
Okay, you got
Great.
it. You got it.
Can't wait.
I believe in you. Even though I want you to. I believe in you.
Okay, dancers, I'm gonna be your official Old West Dance to the Death referee. Welcome everybody to tonight's Dance to the Death. We all know how this works. 3 rounds. If nobody dies, whoever has red or green, whatever, you just vote for who you want to win. Red dancer, you know the rules.
Yep.
Are you ready for round 1?
Probably.
Green, I need a yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, with a hard S.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. Green dancer, you know the rules.
Oh, you bet I do, gorgeous.
Oh my.
Well, howdy.
Are you ready for round 1, my lovely?
Oh, you bet I am. Sweet, sweet, sweetness. Oh.
I'm gonna accept that as an answer. Wheel of Dance, please spin yourself.
All right, sweet tits, you go first. Go ahead.
Round 1 is going to be spooky.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek. Spooky, scary skeletons.
Okay.
A good handshake. A good gentlemanly handshake. All right.
This has to be the most cordial Dance to the Death I have ever refereed. You know you're supposed to kill each other, right?
Well, you know I'm a gentleman, right, gorgeous? I would never hurt a fly.
Oh
You
my.
know that I'm a nice guy, sugar tits?
Sir is rude. That is your first wave.
Well, that got me my first wife.
I would never disrespect you like that.
I know it. All right, nobody died. Audience, if you would please pick the winner for round 1. Not even close. Round 1 goes to Red Dancer. Green Dancer, are you ready for round 2, my sweetheart?
You know I am beautiful. You know I am.
Oh my, oh my.
I'll go first this time.
All right.
Wheel of Dance, please spin yourself.
I've immediately forgotten my second dance move. What was it?
Round 2 is going to be ballet.
Go dance. What do you think about that? Oh, long-legged, big bosom. Oh my God.
Listen, I will not have you disrespect her anymore, all right? That's your first warning.
Green Dancer, I appreciate you standing up for me, but I could take care of myself.
I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
Since he smacked you in the face, I'll forego your third wave, sir. Again, I feel like I have to reiterate. You're supposed to be killing each other. Since that didn't happen, audience, if you would please, who won round 2?
That's correct. You incorrect. Good.
In another not even close vote, round 2 goes to Green Dancer. You guys will just flip sides back and forth willy-nilly like. Red Dancer, I would encourage you to just give me a clean and simple yes. Are you ready for round 3?
You have Actually, I am very proud of my lips. I appreciate that. I accept that as an answer. Green Dancer, are you ready for round 3?
Yes, I am.
Lovely. Wheel of Dance, if you could spin yourself once more, please. Wheel of Dance. Round 3 is going to be mandatory human shuffle.
It don't matter if you're young or you're old. Here we go. We gon' show you how it goes. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right, to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. Now kick, now kick, now kick, now kick. Now walk it by yourself. Now walk it by yourself.
I feel like you're doing the opposite of killing each other here. God, the killing. Yeah, Oh, all right. God, I keep Well, forgetting about audience, these guys can't seem to keep their heads on straight. Could you please pick a winner for us? This one is real close, but it looks like round 3 goes to Red Dancer.
What? Wait a second. You know the rules of the West. Huh? You know the rules of the West.
What?
I declare IDC Regulation 3, Chapter 5, Sentence Number 4, and I'll ask you right in for sudden death. Go ahead about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, never before in my life have I officiated a mandatory sudden death final round. This is very exciting stuff. Sir, before we can begin, I need your confirmatory butt waggle. We have it. Sudden death is initiated. Dancers, if you could assume the starting position, sudden death will begin. Your hair would look great on my wall. I hope you die.
All right, full fair.
Begin sudden death.
What does the fuck say? What the fuck say? Out here for you girls, we're unforgettable. Daisy Dukes, bikinis on top. A whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes. 100,000 things to spend.
My goodness, that was some powerful dancing. Not a lot of killing. I guess we need the audience to vote one more time. Guys, who's it gonna be? Who wins?
I think it's you.
Ooh, it's close. The final winner is Green Dancer!
I love the way you smell. Ooh.
I'm so glad that you died.
Alright, I'm not even here, buddy.
Guys,
Huh?
Las Vegas,
Las Vegas.
Nevada.
City of
That's the
Devils.
one.
Big Apple.
City of brotherly love.
The city of sin.
Windy City.
The City of Angels.
The city. The city.
Book of Mormon.
Queen City.
City of Love.
City that never sleeps.
The Vegas.
That's
The
That's
one
what they call it.
That's
where
the
you
one.
go where you want to spend your money.
I guess I'm supposed to talk now. I thought it was pretty cool. I was first time ever nervous the entire time. Normally it's gone the instant they cheer during the video, but I was nervous the entire time and puked afterwards, which was awesome. I've never had a nervous puke, so that was interesting.
Cool. Very rock star.
But at the end of the day, everybody said it sounded great. We got compliments from someone that's very professional.
Emily Gillette, Penn Gillette's wife. She was very nice.
Absolutely incredibly nice. And
Yeah, she came backstage with
it was weird looking out in the crowd and seeing that arm move in the darkness and just going, wow, it's looking at me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Miss Gillette.
Real talk time. I don't think I even need to have real talk anymore. There's so much video evidence that everyone's losing their fucking mind. And tomorrow, as good as we feel right now, tomorrow we perform in front of the teacher. And that's when we're gonna lose all of our confidence and crash and burn and failure. So stay tuned for that.
Oh, I'm a little bit nervous. I don't want her to be disappointed in us. I'm sure we'll do great. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Good Lord.
But we haven't seen her in a bit, and I'm worried that she's gonna get mad because we've forgotten improv rules and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fine. I think it's gonna go great. Hopefully, we'll make her laugh.
Oh, hi, guys. Well, I've been doing improv for, since 99. I started in Minnesota at the Brave New Workshop, and then I went to Boston, and I worked at Improv Asylum, and then I went to New York, and I worked at the Pit, then I went to London, and worked at a place called The Nursery, and now I'm here in LA. That's how I got hired. Just simply, he just happened to wander into a class that I was teaching, and then hired me from there. I didn't go to the trials. I didn't get to see a lot of the dress rehearsal and stuff because Mark is cheap and wouldn't fly me out or invite me even. Mark, you know what you did. All the guys were very serious about it. Like, they took it seriously. They left egos at the door. They wanted to learn. They wanted to get better. And they wanted to have fun. And they worked so well together that the intensive... that was just more about fine-tuning, and they were all of them really wanted the most honest feedback. And even when it was always kind of funny, they never seemed to believe me when I said, that was really good. They were like, oh no, that can't have been good. We can handle it, Rachel, be honest. Tell us that we were shitty. And I was like, I don't want to play these mind games with you. You were very good. I'm not going to tell you you're shitty because it wasn't shitty. And the fact that they just really wanted to learn and took everything so seriously, and yet at the same time, we're having fun with it was really great to see, because when you're a teacher, and particularly with improv, if people don't want to be there, it really shows. It shows.
So, last night, we filmed the special in Las Vegas. It was a good show. I wouldn't call it the greatest show that we've done. I'm not happy with how I did. I never show that. I never tell anybody that. I kick myself in the head because sometimes I'm like, oh man, I could have done X, Y, Z. You always think that after every show. You're like, I could have done X, Y, Z. I could have done this. It would have been 10 times funnier than that. You can't deny that you have nerves. You can't deny that you feel anxious. You can't deny that you feel the choking grip of anxiety getting you down before every show, and especially in an art form that's dependent on you being happy. You can't deny that it exists, but you can fight it completely, and you have to. Because when I go out there, it doesn't matter what happens. I'm putting everything that I have on the line. Whatever my brain comes up with, that's what's happening. And if it's not my favorite thing, then that's just too bad. That's the nature of the art form.
So do you want to talk a little bit, explain to us just kind of how this concept came about?
How the concept came about. The concept for this show really came out of nowhere.
kind of midair. The conversation started. We sat down and met with Mark. Was introduced to Mark. All Mark knew was he's like, I really want to give something to the fans. He felt like it was a gift for his fans. Wanted it to be something very obviously true to him, to his brand, but was open to suggestions. And we just started throwing some things at the board and see what stuck. So really the inspiration for it was giving back to the fans.
The challenge is I want to prove myself to myself. I want to be able to exceed what I've done before. I always want to push myself to go farther in life because I constantly need this feedback loop of knowing that I'm making progress. I want to show people that you don't have to settle for the very minimum. You can take the hard road and have better chances at success. But for me personally, I always need to know that I'm moving forward in my life because I hate the feeling of moving backwards. I can't stay in one place for too long. I can't let myself become complacent about something. I always have to change things. I always have to move on from things. And it causes me to let go of a lot of things that are important to me. And it causes me to let go of a lot of relationships that I've had. And it causes me to leave behind things that are sometimes incredibly important to me. You know, it's that obsessive nature that pushes me to do great things, but it's also that obsessive nature that leaves me very lonely at the end of the day. And honestly, I'm okay with that. Like, this is something that I've discovered about myself only in the past year, and I am 100% okay with that. Tonight in the Dolby, we had what you might call everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
So in the opening, when we're doing the intro and there's all the music and stuff, there was no sound at all. The mics were working, thankfully, so Mark still did his whole intro and we just played along with it. And then at the end, we were like, there's supposed to be sound there. That was weird. We redid the very beginning of the show with no props or anything, and we did it double speed. It worked out well, but holy shit, it was so scary.
That's how good of an improv teacher I am, that even when their keyboardist wasn't working right and the sound was all off, they still kept their shit together. So, yeah, and I didn't know that until after the fact. I mean, that's how good it was.
That's how good you are.
Oh, I know.
One of us is a more impeccable actor than the other. Someone whose talent, skill, and sheer handsomeness stands so far above everyone else that there's no way you couldn't respect him for his sheer magnitude of skill. Wade!
Thank you all so much. I want to talk about something bigger than this stage or this show tonight. And it's planet related. I want to talk about the state of Uranus, the planet. The planet. This is exactly the problem. You see, Pluto, we just kicked it out. It's no longer there. And Uranus is the laughingstock of the solar system. But why? We should respect Uranus. Uranus deserves love and attention. Uranus deserves hope. It deserves feelings. It deserves love. Love Uranus. No, treat Uranus right.
Yeah, how's the energy, the mood, and all that?
The energy's fun.
There's a point in the tour where everyone sort of hits a big dip in energy. I think we'll get the adrenaline for the show tonight, but we're definitely at the point in this leg where it's starting to be probably mostly mentally exhausting to, wake up, do it again, keep the same energy, keep the same focus. It's still fun to do the show, which I'm surprised by. I honestly thought the show would get kind of stale, and it hasn't. But it's hard to just keep bringing it all the way back up and trying to match the energy, or even, top the energy from last night with tonight, because that's kind of what you got to do to keep the show interesting. Even if you're tired and sore, if you match the energy and you stay focused, it'll be all right. But it's getting hard. It's getting harder.
All right. Well, there's one of me and there's one of you.
One of these, huh?
That's right. The old technician standoff. There's people behind me. All right, we'll do this up close and personal, like. Hope your zoom out's as good as your zoom in, Mr. Big Lens. That's right, I'm gonna back up and hope there's nobody there now. Hope your zoom in's as good as your zoom out, Mr. Big Lens. I got nothing else to say.
Today's like the Wednesday of shows. It's like you've done your back to the work week kind of stuff, and it's really middle of the week, and I want to say that it's going to be a good show. I really do. And I think it will be, but honestly, the energy level across the board, even amongst the guys, is just pretty low. But at that low energy level, we're all feeling really good. Like, we hit the comfort zone. Like, it's just like, okay, I just got to keep plugging, same level, and then when the show starts, we'll obviously kick it up a whole bunch. But for now, it's just like, whatever happens, happens.
Fuckers, if you don't get this right this one time, you get out there and don't mess up the opening again. Because if you do, I swear, I'll grab you by the neck and you piece of shit. And you are gonna get a fist full of anger if you don't get this. Hey, look at me, you piece of shit. Get out of there. We've got a show to put on, and we've got a lot of things to do. And if you don't do it right, I'm going to kill you. I'm literally going to kill you.
Cut right to it then. You remember what the first thing our therapist told us was when we went in?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Oh, good. Right now.
Well,
go ahead.
Let me diddly-do myself into your heart.
But look, you've got to Okay, all right, okay. This is exactly what I was talking about. If I can't touch your calf, why do you suddenly have two of you?
Listen, pay your bill. That would be great. Yeah, I'm sorry, waiter. I'm just gonna let you go. He's not part of this.
Let's get back to the point. Do you remember what our therapist told us? She said, baloney is from the almighty God. You see? You see?
I know that's what you call it. That doesn't mean that you know how to use it.
That's why we've had problems. You see, I've always just wanted a little baloney. You offer me too much baloney. I just want a little bit. And when you come to bed, it makes me just want to quit. I can't handle our love anymore. I'm going to pay the waiter our check and head out the door. He's leaving now, I know.
Right on my wall. That's all I want to say.
It's the sweetest thing you've ever said to me.
I said your hair would look great on my wall anyway.
So the fans are really what makes the show good. Having that laughter, having the cheering is such a boost to confidence. Like, I think almost all of us are energized by the crowds, because trying to do improv and everything else that we're doing in front of no one is so much harder than having people that support us and care about us and we know have our back. So the show wouldn't be the same. If this was just like a recorded show or something, would not be. We need the live audience. This show requires the fans. They are an integral part. And I think the fact that we have so many different fan interactions during the show, it just makes the case for it as well. I mean, we bring fans on stage as much as we possibly can, and we include the whole crowd as much as we can. And even if we didn't, like, we need you guys. I don't know how else to say it. We need you guys.
Mark, one of my biggest mottos is someone's always got it worse than I do, no matter what, and I think you're a firm believer of that as well. Just based off of charities, you're very understanding and you get what people go through. Can you touch a little bit on what you went through? I know you've mentioned the tumor and just your personal health things and how they've shaped you and changed your outlook.
Oh, yeah. Back before I started YouTube, I was in a bit of a low place. I had gotten laid off from my job. I was in a terrible relationship, and I was diagnosed with first my appendix was about to explode, I think is a technical term for it. But while they did a CAT scan of my abdomen, they discovered that I had a tumor in my left adrenal gland. So I was in a bit of a low place, and I looked at my life and I was like, this isn't worth giving up over, I still got a lot of potential, and I'm just angry. And I remember that I was laying in bed and I was just thinking to myself, like, how did I let my life get to this point? And there were so many things that were out of my control, but also I needed to feel some semblance like I had control over my life. And it didn't really matter to me that, I was suffering. Like, I didn't care that I was suffering. I cared that I allowed my life to flow by without me influencing it in any way. I was just kind of drifting through whatever I was doing, and that's just not how I wanted to live my life. So from that day on, I decided to commit my life to doing things that I wanted to do in the ways that I wanted to do them. I kind of just accept that as a simple truth. Every day has to be spent on bettering myself in some way, and every day is spent on self-reflecting to see how far I've come. And you combine the two, and you start to make progress in life.
I was just telling him it's time to warm up. Hi, Alana. Wow, I heard that from Mark.
Guys, this is your 30-minute call.
If you watch
your
life, I swear to God.
7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We know how crazy 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, zip, zip. What? Zap? Zip, zap, zap, zip, zap. Zip, zap, zip, zap, zip, zap, zap, zip.
Ah, what a show it's been. But it's not over yet. We've got another game for you here. And it's gonna be a good one. It's called Change. Let's see the game of Change based on it.
Hey, kid.
Yeah?
You want to come in the sewer?
No. Like, not at all.
You sure you don't want to come in the sewer?
Hard pass. Hard pass on that one.
I've got boppets down here.
Ooh! Did you say boppets?
Indeed.
Did you say you got firecrackers down there? Did you say you got an entire collection of flubber on DVD down there? That's my favorite movie.
That and much more.
Wow.
Listen,
do tell what the much more part of that is.
Well, anything your little heart desires, obviously.
My heart desires so much. Please explain.
We've got puppies. We've got people who love you. I've got cool makeup on.
Makeup?
You can always trust a grown man with clown makeup. You can always trust a grown man that's carrying around thousands of balloons filled with blood. You can always trust a man that has thousands of copies of Flubber on DVD.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
Listen, kid, I'm gonna come out of the sewer because I'm not one that likes to squat. Whoa! Hey, I thought you'd be taller.
That's it.
Okay.
5 years ago, one of my introductions to Mark's channel was he did a 24-hour live stream, and I think he was trying to raise $1,000. And it came down to like the final hour, the final 30 minutes, and there was just this big push where everyone was like, no, this is our goal, we're gonna reach it. And at the 24-hour mark, he hit his goal of $1,000 raised. And he was exhausted and tired, and we were all like, all of us watching. We were sitting there for hours and hours watching. And we were just like celebrating by ourselves in our basements, like throwing our fists in the air, like, yeah, we did it, yes.
The foundational idea of the charity stream is really like just asking and hoping that people will respond. And I mean, the early streams was literally like, let's go to Mark's mom's house and bring all our computer stuff and just set up and play games. And every so often we just ask like, hey, check out this link. If you can, would you donate?
And we're all very fortunate to have an audience that is not only there, but also is willing to give back as well. This past year in 2016, we did one every single month. And it was so cool getting the community together for a really good cause. And we were able to raise so much money over the course of the year for various different charities.
The contribution that fans have done, I mean, at this point, we had to have raised millions of dollars for charities.
It's all about giving back and giving to those that are less fortunate than you. And it doesn't have to be necessarily monetary, and it doesn't have to be something where you're just throwing money at it. And being able to come together and put together something bigger than all of us and do something bigger than any single person to help so many people in need is absolutely amazing.
I can't give myself credit. Mark doesn't give himself credit. None of us take any of the credit. We've all donated bits and pieces of it, but the general bulk of all the funds raised for charity has been the fans, the audience.
So I think the crazy thing is not anything that I've done or that Mark's done or that the team has done putting on the stream. I think it's just crazy how much people have responded to that.
As I look to the future, I want to find better ways to get people to actively engage with their communities and actively play a part in the role of like everything around them. It's so much more than just doing a live stream where we play a game for 24 hours. It is at its core telling people that they have the power to help.
Mark, what day is it?
It is Thursday, October 30th. No, that's a lie. August. It's August 30th. I don't know what month it is. This tour was really important for me to learn stuff about myself. Number one, it was outside of all of our comfort zones. It was something that we've never really done before. It was something that we didn't even know how it was going to turn out when it turned out. It came down to this situation where we all pushed ourselves and we all pushed each other, and in doing so, we kind of learned who we were. And not any more than normal life does. Like, you live on your failures, and I can't say that this tour was in any way a failure, but for me, it was just this opportunity to grow. Oddly enough, the moments that I don't forget on the stage are not during the improv games. They're not during the comedy. They're not during the laughs that we're having. It's during the moments when, we're honest to each other. The audience is honest to us. Those Q&A sessions where people can actually open up their hearts and they can say whatever they want, and it's what they really, really want to say. Those moments of connection you can't pay for. You can't buy that. You can't plan for it. You can't program it in. Those moments when my friends would speak from their heart about me, when I could speak from my heart about my friends, to show people just how much this meant to us. Those moments when we can be honest to ourselves and to each other, those are moments that I never forget. For example, like when I always call back this, but when Bob said on stage, that
we were only there for one reason. You know, at its true core, at its heart, like, we were there for one reason, and it was because I had started a YouTube channel, you know. Obviously a group effort, like, I can't take credit for, like, all of this. I wouldn't be here without all the people that were a part of it. Bob said in that moment, you know, it was just, like, it was an honest thank you to me, and that moment, you know, that little bit of seeing what he thought of me, you know, seeing how I was in his eyes and seeing, like, the kind of person he saw me as, it was, you know, like, those moments are, you can't buy those moments.
I think my favorite moment of the tour so far has been actually our last show, where we had an audience participant come up and then completely just not do anything that he was, like, supposed to do. And so, like, really watching the guys have to, like, improv their way out of the situation was really, really funny, and I appreciate those moments.
When we first walked into the place back in June in Tulsa, Oklahoma, we had no idea what we were doing. I don't think there was one person on the staff that actually knew what we were doing when we walked in. But we pulled it together, and every leg, even the October to this January run, we have been getting better and better. And this show is truly an amazing show and one to see.
It was absolutely wonderful, like, all around both shows, and the second show we absolutely killed it, and I'm so thankful to be a part of this.
I feel like this tour by far has been our most consistent as far as having just really, really good vibes after each show and having specific memories of each show that are kind of unique.
Most memorable part of the tour was in Vegas when I gambled for the first time and I won $300. Playing Ripsaw. I played Ripsaw, put everything on 0, and I crushed it.
It's nice to have time because it feels like tomorrow, like when we do a little party after the last show and everything, it feels like you're a whole family that just, like, everyone flies off in their separate directions, and I don't get to see them again until the next tour, really. So I'm not sick of anything about the tour yet. We'll see if that changes. We got a lot coming up, but for now, I'm excited to do it again tomorrow, and then do it again in February, and then do it again later in the year, hopefully. So.
Okay, so now that it's just you and me, because it was terrible. Like, it was so much ego, just a bunch of divas in the room all the time. We rehearsed each of them separately. Everything was scripted, even the really bad improv stuff was scripted, because I had to make them look human somehow, and it was not easy, not really easy at all. And I mean, I hate to say this, but Mark wasn't even really at most of the shows. I don't know who that guy was, but it wasn't him. I went in, I got my money, and I left. And that's it. Wait, did I get all of my money? I don't think I got all of my money. Mark, you owe me money. Son of a bitch.